Studio. It has been a while. I have been sick as a dog with whatever the plague is that's out currently, and this is my first live in over 2 weeks. I was out flat in bed for over a week, and even when I got out of bed this week, I was still so congested I couldn't do a live without coughing and choking and making a complete fool out of myself. So I'm finally giving a shot at a live today, and I will go either till I finish the projects or until I have to stop because I can't breathe anymore. So we are, I got a piece of hair on my lip and tongue. We are going to unbox some new foils. I got some new goodies in this week, and we're just jumping right into it. And it is Good Friday, so we're not going to make a huge long live today, but I thought we might do a little something springtimey and fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is open our new foils that we just brought in. And here we go. Now, I think that's, I don't remember how many orders, so I have to look. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I ordered 5, and there's 4 in here. So hopefully there's another one in here, but I might have to go back over that and check. So, okay. Yeah, I think 1 is not in here, so let's see if it's got tucked in here. Let's see if there's 1 more down. We did restock our chrysanthemum. We have restocked our fusible foil adhesive, and we have restocked our chrysanthemum rollers, so those are back in stock. We have plenty of those available for you. And give me just a second to peek in this box, because I think there might be 1 roll missing, which of course I'll take care of. Yeah, I think we're missing a roll because there's only 4 in. Oh no, they stuck 1 inside 1, so there it is. I got small rolls of these because these are our testers, and of course they will be on the website over the weekend. But I like to, sometimes I bring in really small rolls just so that we can see how everybody likes them. Yeah, there's the 5th one. And we brought in some really beautiful ones, and we're going to be using one of those in the live today. So we brought in black cracked ice, which I have red, I have pearl, I have silver, I think I even have gold, but the black one is really beautiful. I mean, look at this. Look at that beautiful black cracked ice. Gorgeous, gorgeous. It's a black, they call it black cracked ice. It's the same as what we call shatter. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. And this is the Fiona hologram, which I thought was super nice looking. It's really kind of cool pattern. If I can get it open, it's transparent, and it's got kind of a snake skin, reptile-y pattern on there. Look at how cool that is. I really like that. I think that's super sharp. So we brought in a little bit of that. And then what else did we bring in? The Austin holographic. Brought in a couple holographics. We haven't had a new one for a while. So I brought in a couple of holographic, transparent, iridescent ones that were really, really good looking. This one, look at that. It's got, look at those beautiful leaves on there. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh, I love these. I still have to photograph them. I still have to put them on the website. They will be up sometime over the weekend. But if you want some before they're on the website, of course, you can always shoot me a message. Now this is the Nelly holographic. Look how cool that is. That just looks like a dappled glass. I love that. I love that. I thought that was so sharp. All right, let's put that on there. Put that back. And then we finally brought in the Easton tooled leather. Yes, I have been waiting a little bit on that because I needed to order some other things. So I try not to order one thing at a time. I try to bring it all in a bunch. But we have our Easton tooled leather, which look at how beautiful that is. And absolutely, on all of these, your base color makes a huge, huge difference. So we love all of these. These are gorgeous. And I'll come up with some projects to do with each of these that are different. But we're going to put everything over here. We're not using the Easton tooled leather today because that doesn't really work over what we're going to be working on. We're going to be using some of the new iridescent holographic ones. I think that would be really, really nice. So if you remember a couple weeks back, you know, when I was still being human, we painted this with our Roberson's red purple and deep blue to get that beautiful blended edge there. Well, I've applied Artsyville foil adhesive over the entire surface, and let me flip this down. So we're going to put this here, and I can turn this to you. And I'm going to put one of our gorgeous new transparent foils over it. And I thought this one would be really, really nice with the Nelly, the one that I said looked like glass rings. I thought that would be super sharp over this. It would look really nice on the wings. So let me cut a little piece of that. Let's see if I've got the crappy scissors again, which I probably do. I actually had to repair these scissors, and I'm not sure why I bothered. Now, I happen to know that I'm setting this down with the side that goes to the adhesive. When you order transparent foils like this from us, we always put pieces of tape on the foil so that you know which side stays away from the adhesive. So now I'm going to place this over the butterfly, and I'm going to try to kind of center some of these circles a little bit. Not trying super hard, but we're going to get that on there because I thought that would read really, really pretty on the wings. Now, I've got a little scrub brusher that showed up out of nowhere the other day. We'll give this one a try, see if it works. It's not a terribly stiff one. It's actually so small I have a little trouble holding on to it. It came with like a pedicure kit that I was given. I'm like, well, I'm not going to throw out the brush. We don't throw out any scrub brushes here. We keep them. So love how this is going to look, though. I think this is going to look really good. Let me see if I've got my bigger scrubbers over here somewhere, or if I actually got. I honestly, I don't remember much of the last 2 weeks. I was so unwell, so I just didn't remember if I'd actually cleaned the studio before I got sick. Excuse the coughing. So now you can see that kind of circular pattern on there. Let's see how we're getting for a release. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty, but I think I want to scrub it just a little harder. Let's see, do I have my little short toothbrush over here, or do I need to get the, here's my shorter tooth. There's a little texture on here because of the way I painted it and because it's wood. Just a tiny bit, so I just want to scrub a little extra hard to see if I can get as much of this pattern on here as possible. Let's pull this back. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at how good that looks. Oh my gosh. Now, I mean, look, you can see it as I move it in the light, how it picks up those iridescent circles. That's so cool. Now, of course, we could leave it like that. And it's hard to show. You're not going to see it very well here on camera. It only shows well in the dark. But we got a really nice transfer on it. It came out very well. But I thought this would be fun for us to do one of our vinyl stencil patterns over. And I'm going to choose this one. And this is again these are on our website. So we have these. This one is Birds in the Garden. And these vinyl adhesive stencils are a little different from regular stencils and one-time use vinyl stencils. So you can see they're sticky, and when you're done cleaning them, you always stick them back on their mounting plastic. They are adhesive, but they're semi-solid, and there's a mesh that you transfer the pattern through. So you set this stencil down on here like this. Now I'm gonna kind of pick a little corner here. I've used this a lot, so I'm hoping I still can get a good clean transfer out of this, having used this as many times as I have. And you put the pattern down. Now I have tried this with stencil brushes. I've tried it with paint brushes. They don't work as well as what I'm about to show you. And I'm about to show it to you, and of course I've misplaced what I'm about to show it to you with, because I'm still trying to find all my brains. Oh, here we go. It works best if you use an old, this is an old gift card, you use an old hotel room key, an old membership card, you know, all that stuff that you get and gets thrown away. I save them all. So I'm using Faux Effects Set Coat in metallic bright blue because it's a gorgeous color with this. I'm dipping a little bit into my container, and you can see it's on here. And then you take it and you press it through the stencil. This is how this works the very, very best. I have tried this as many ways as I could come up with to get this to work. You can blend it. You can dab some paint all over this and then move your card around to get it through. But it's a little like silk screening, and that's why this works this way. It works beautifully doing this. And the adhesive keeps the stencil from shifting around. And most of the time, unless you've cruddied up your stencil, you get a really beautiful, crisp transfer of pattern. So we're gonna hope that I haven't cruddied my stencil up too much. Oh yeah, that's good. Look at that wonderfully detailed pattern on there. And then you can see indeed, it's a little muddy right there because that's a spot that I got cruddied up, but you can then see the holographic pattern underneath, and it just makes this butterfly so, so, so special. And I absolutely love that. Now we're going to kind of switch modes here a little bit. We're actually going to do some of the same thing, but then we're going to do stencil. I gotta set that down and I'll wash that in a minute after we're done with our live, and I'm gonna try not to stick my fingers in wet paint. Now we have this egg that I did, and I did this in a crosshatch pattern, as opposed to where I blended it very carefully and softly with a goat's hair brush on the other one to get that very soft blended. This one was crosshatch, and you can see the texture in it. So on this one, we're going to take our crowns vinyl stencil, vinyl mesh stencil. Again, after it's washed, you peel it, put it back on plastic so that it doesn't get nasty on the back and it can be reused. And I'm going to put that on here. And I have to kind of position this to see. I'm sorry, I'm going to turn this my way just so I can see my positioning a little better. I personally don't read things well upside down. It's kind of a flaw of the way my brain works. Let's see. So we've got, I wanted to get a bunch of little crowns on here instead of getting stuck with the big one. So we've got that there, and we're going to use our silver liquid metal from C. Roberson's. Make sure my little card here is cleaned off with the blue so I don't transfer the wrong color. Again, and this silver has a very pearly cast to it, so it will look much, much, much whiter than it will silvery. If you want a real silver, I suggest you go with our liquid silver. I think it's maybe listed as true silver, I can't remember for sure, or solid silver. It is a much, much silverier color. This is much more pearlescent, but it is very opaque, which is one of the reasons I love it, as opposed to a pearl, which can be very sheer. All right, let's get that all through here. And I think this is going to come out, yeah, that's coming out really nicely. So look how nicely that comes out on there. That's really beautiful. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to do my next. This is going to be super short today. My goal was to put foil adhesive over this and then choose which one of the new foils I'm going to release. But I think, I originally had been planning to do a stencil over a stencil, but I think what I want to do is let this dry and do a stencil and just put a foil adhesive over the whole thing and either do the feathers or the crocodile pattern on here, and that would be super sharp too. So you can put paint over foils, you can put paint under foils and still get a really, really, really wonderful result from this. And so I highly suggest you give, I'm gonna flip this up. Like I said, this is gonna be short today, guys. I don't have much in the tank. At least I managed to get some foil adhesive on one of these pieces before we went into it. I think these vinyl stencils are super fun. Again, they're available on our website. The new foils that I just shared with you will be available on our website over the weekend once I've had a minute to photograph them and put them on the site and price them and all that stuff. I just got back into the studio today for the first time in 2 weeks. So I appreciate you. I've missed you. I'm still in I'm still in recovery mode. Whatever this new version of the plague is has been horrifying. It's taken my whole family out. And I'm looking forward to spending more time with you next week. Hopefully I will not sound like this much longer. All right, everybody, have a great Easter weekend if you celebrate, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.